Hello folks, this is Mike, PC31 the Vinyl Policeman, and this is my contest entry into Aaron's contest. Aaron Mutha Alamare, who everybody knows in the VC. Aaron is such a fantastic guy, colossal collection, lots of heavy rock, lots of real heavy metal stuff in there, so knowledgeable. He's got some great shows that he does on the VC, and a very, very generous guy as well. So I'm really pleased to enter this contest for Aaron. Basically, Aaron's been in the VC now for 3 years, and he's called this his triple threat to celebrate the 3 years. So the question is to give shout outs to 3 worthy channels, and then also to give you three artists where their 3rd album was the best album. So yeah, really good contest, quite straightforward, and I didn't have problems with either of those questions. I think it was Berwickshire Mike who said that everybody should sub everybody, and I completely agree with that. I mean, why not? We really should. Everybody puts in a lot of effort with this, and we all love music so much. But the 3 I'm going to give today is, the first one is Berwickshire Mike. Such a great guy. He's on about 305 subs at the moment. Deserves masses more because such a great personality, so knowledgeable. He really is a punk god. I mean, there's nothing he doesn't know about punk. And I thought I knew quite a lot about punk, but Mike's knowledge goes so much deeper. Really excellent guy. So I say 305 subs at the moment, should have a whole lot more. So please sub Berwickshire Mike. Mike is in the UK, by the way. I'm right on the south coast, Portsmouth, and he's way up north. And if you're not from the UK, I guess you could say you'd probably know that where he lives is between Newcastle and Edinburgh-ish, nearer to Edinburgh, but kind of north of Newcastle, south of Edinburgh. But that's where Mike is. Second one I wanted to give a shout out to was All the World's a Stage, Steve. Steve is just such an entertaining guy, so knowledgeable. He's trying to do virtually a video a day at the moment to catch up with Chris Brophy. He's trying to do nearly 1,000 videos a year, and he's working so hard at it. Always entertaining, always so knowledgeable. Books, records, CDs, everything fantastic. Steve's on about 424 at the moment, last time I looked. And again, Steve should just have thousands, and I'm sure he will have in the not too distant future. Steve's in Chicago. And the third one I just wanted to give a shout out to was Martini, Jack, who's in British Columbia in Canada. And Jack's on 333 last time I looked. And again, Jack shows some fantastic stuff. He's just come back from his travels where he saw his family over in Europe. And he took a lot of stuff back with him. But again, such an interesting channel. He picks up great stuff, and with those 3 channels, actually, I've bought a lot of stuff just based on the back of what they've shown in the past. So they've improved my collection no end. So that's my 3. Could have done a load more, will in the future, obviously. But Berwickshire Mike's attitude, sub everybody, completely agree. Sub everybody. You don't have to put all the bells and ding dongs on, but give everybody a sub. Everybody's trying their best, so brilliant. So my 3 records I've got. So this is where Aaron said where an artist, their 3rd album was their best album. I've got a whole bunch behind me which didn't make the cut for vinyl for various reasons. 1995, Alanis Morissette, Canadian Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill, an absolutely colossus of an album. #1 in the UK, the US, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Denmark, all over the world, and deserved to be because there's about 6 gigantic singles off that album, so I loved it. So that could have made my 3. Next one is obviously Dear Old Bruce, and the only reason why Bruce isn't in this particular thing for me is because my favourite Bruce album is Darkness, so that's an incredibly close #2 for me. Don't even have to talk about this little blighter. The only reason why that's not in my list here is because Berwickshire Mike nabbed it. And he also nabbed that one as well. All Mod Cons from the Jam, which again, I agree is the Jam's best album. Setting Sun's also I absolutely love. And the one at the end there from 1986, The Smiths, Queen is Dead. That's their 3rd album as well, which kind of could have made the cut. I swing between Queen is Dead and Strange Ways. Embryonic Robot, Brian and I tend to debate this. Queen is Dead tends to be most people's favourite of the Smiths, and it often is mine, but as I say, strange ways sometimes. Anyway, what are my three? My three, I'm going to start with the phenomenal Peter Gabriel Melt from May 1980, and Hypnosis cover there. Peter Gabriel's third solo album after he left Genesis, and when this came out with my friends and I, this was just never off the turntable. The songs on it are so strong, the musicianship, the innovation. Phenomenal album produced by Steve Lillywhite, who's kind of producing the Banshees, the Furs, the Stones, U2, Talking Heads, everybody. The production on it is absolutely superb. The tracks on this one, I mean, this is the first time we hear Biko. Biko is, and I saw Peter Gabriel perform Biko at Shepton Mallet, the WOMAD, World of Music and Dance Festival, before this came out. So it must have been probably early 80. I think it was early 80 actually. But on this, I mean, it opens up with Intruder, No Self-Control, Start, I Don't Remember, Family Snapshot, All Through the Wire. Every track is fantastic. Games Without Frontiers, which was the lead-off single. Not One of Us, Lead a Normal Life, Biko. This album is an absolute colossus. If you haven't heard this for a while, put it on, folks, because to do Aaron's contest, I gave this a spin and I haven't spun it for a while. And the memories it brought back to me, because it's an absolute, as I say, colossus of an album. Peter Gabriel's third album, Peter Gabriel 3, or Melt, as it's often known. My second one is a band from Leeds in the UK, Yorkshire, Gang of Four, and this is their third album from 1982. This reached number 61 in the UK, 175 in the US charts, but and it's on EMI. Produced by Mike Howlett, who produced Tears for Fears, Master of the Muffins, The Comsats, Joan Armatrading, lots and lots of people. With the Gang of Four, the first two albums are fantastic, very innovative, but they're quite harsh, industrial, very sort of dissonant, brilliant, groundbreaking albums. This album, they go a little bit more R&B, a little bit more funk, and the songs on this are so strong. And as I say, this came out in 82, and this was a really influential time for me. And I saw them on this tour, and they were superb. I mean, lead guitarist Andy Gill, who passed away year before last of COVID after a Gang of Four tour of China. Just one of the best guitarists ever for me. And this album, superb, absolutely brilliant. And this is the first one where the original four members of Gang of Four, where they're not together. They're only on the first two albums. This particular one, the bass player, Dave Allen, had actually left by this time, and Sarah Lee came in, and she's playing bass on this. Sarah Lee, I mean, played bass with B-52's Robert Fripp, and going to see Gang of Four later this year, actually, and she's rejoined the band, so that's really good. And my third and last one for Aaron's contest is, again, yeah, this is their best album. Queen 1, 2 and 3, I think, are all absolutely magnificent, but this album from 1974, Sheer Heart Attack, it's just a monster. It's absolutely superb. The cover's an interesting one, actually, because the brief was, they told Mick Rock, the big rock photographer, to the brief was basically film us as if we've just got washed up on a desert island, and so he covered them in Vaseline and then sprayed them all with water, so he's got the desired effect. It was a great cover, actually. But this album, really kind of Brighton Rock, Killer Queen, Now I'm Here. And again, I saw them, interestingly enough, I saw them on probably the night of the opera tour. But interestingly enough, they played virtually everything from this, and they played only one or two tracks on Night of the Opera. So obviously these tracks live, even Queen considered, come across really, really well. Roy Thomas Baker was the producer on this one, and he produced, Bebop Deluxe, Alice Cooper, lots of really big artists. But 1974, and it got to number 2, I think, in the UK charts, number 12 in the US charts. but fantastic album, sheer heart attack. And I think after that, in my opinion, Night at the Opera went downhill. Queen discovered pop music more, the charts, and it just all went a bit adrift. But this is the peak for them. So that's my entry into Aaron's contest. Great contest. Please sub Aaron. Great guy, so entertaining, and also Berwickshire Mike, All the World's a Stage, Steve, and Vinyl Martini Jack. So okay, speak again soon.